Hey folks, it's me once again, Kellen Nitro for Nitromaniac TV's wrestling channel, and this is my take on NXT Wargames 2 from Los Angeles, California, November 17th, 2018. The event was broadcast live on the WWE Network. It had a runtime of 2 hours and 42 minutes, and according to my DVD recorder, 0 seconds. I think that's just my reaction time, though, clicking record. A lot of shows are saying 243, 244, or a lot of pages, I should say. Anyways, here's my take on the action. Opening contest, which was a surprise opening contest. We had Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle, and man, just the King of Bros making an impact with that knee already. Probably the quickest pinfall in the history of any NXT Takeover event. They're saying, what a launching pad for this guy. I'm sure we'll get a rematch of some substance in the coming weeks on NXT, but I thought it was for a chaotic surprise opener. The crowd popped big time for him as well. He's a former PWG guy too, and that's kind of Los Angeles' home independent promotion. That's the big independent promotion in Los Angeles. And you know, Cassius, they're using him as kind of the veteran building block right now in NXT. So not too much to say about this other than, dude, the bro has arrived. Then following that, we had the 2 out of 3 falls for the NXT Women's title, the rematch from WWE Evolution between Shayna Baszler and Kyrie Sane. This was, again, 2 out of 3 falls. Baszler jumped right out of the blocks to attack Sane, and of course, Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir, the 4 horsewomen of the MMA world, I guess, making an impact right off the bat. And the falls went like this. Baszler got fall number 1, Kyrie got fall number 2, and then Baszler retained for fall number 3. For a more exclusive breakdown, you can go check out some of the other sites online. They have those up, just blow by blow. But the momentum of this, first of all, the momentum of this match and the surprise of the opener kind of made the first 30 minutes of the show just ballistic. It was quick, it was action-packed, and I was wondering why the first 30 minutes were so ballistic. My questions were answered later on in the show when we get to, of course, the Wargames match, and that's just because of the sheer length of the Wargames match at the end of the show, at the main for the main event, the amount of time needed. They needed the first hour pretty much to be quick and fast-paced, and so that's why we got what we got. Not complaining, I just thought it was an interesting quirk of the night. It was just quick and fast going forward. Step 1, of course, now done. The establishment of this free woman heel team in NXT. They have Baszler with the title. Now, do we see her tomorrow night on Survivor Series with Ronda Rousey? Do we see Duke and Shafir with Baszler in Rousey's corner as she takes on Charlotte Flair? Do we see the other horsewomen from the WWE side, Bayley and Sasha Banks, walk out with Charlotte Flair? So we'll have to wait and see what's going on. Alistair Black versus Johnny Gargano. This was a #1 contenders match for the NXT Championship, in which Black defeated Gargano after 2 Black Mass kicks at the end. This was also a fairly decent length match. It was about 25, 26 minutes or so from bell to bell. Maybe even a little bit shorter, some timing and that stuff. I haven't looked at an official time yet or anything. Again, first impressions. But great story told between the two of them and that stuff. And it's kind of more evident that they are going a little bit of the tweener route with Gargano. I don't want to say full-blown heel, just because I feel that you put him right back into a program with Ciampa, I think Gargano will be a face, no matter what happens. I mean, Ciampa could save, a bus full of puppies right now that's on fire, and he'd still be a heel. So it's one of those things, right? I thought that the match itself was a great, almost Ring of Honor-esque from the mid-2000s, had an awesome flow to it. Early on, every time Black tried to strike, Johnny Wrestling got the upper hand on him, and, just awesome stuff. And I think the big thing was towards the end of the match, Johnny going for the dive out the ropes and Black catching him with the knee going up. That was, insane. That was an incredible performance from both guys, incredible spot. And the entire match, to me, I'll say that one was probably match of the night over the NXT title match, even though Velveteen Dream has this huge fan following and that stuff, and every time it wrestles, it seems like everyone's like, dude, he's match of the night every night for NXT and blah, blah, blah. I think this one, I think just out of pure emotion and pure just storytelling, I thought that this one that was a better story that was told, not taking anything away from Ciampa Dream, but ergo, I thought that this one for the number one contendership was a better match. But there's nothing wrong with this card at all. From top to back, this card was amazing. And of course, segue to the NXT title match. We had Velveteen Dream versus Tommaso Ciampa. Dream walking out looking like Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Of course, the NWO style t-shirt, except it was OVA as in OVA, Velveteen Dream, or OVA. The champ walks out, of course, clutching the belt like it's its most prized possession. He kind of reminds me of, I forget the name of the bad guy character now at this point, but with the beard and just the jacket and everything, he reminds me of the, if you ever watch, it's such a weird reference, if you ever watch Yogi Bear's First Christmas, the children's Christmas cartoon from way back when, the bad guy that steals the kid away from the Christmas party and that stuff. Yeah, that's absolutely a facsimile of Tommaso Ciampa right now. But the dude can wrestle, dude can go. Actually, both these guys can go in the ring. And like I said, the match before it narrowly beats it for match of the night, in my opinion. But I think that's just due to the fact that I'm still not completely 100% sold on Velveteen Dream yet. I see the appeal that a lot of people have, and I do enjoy the gimmick, the character. I just would like to see more of him in matches, and I think we'll probably get that in 2019. I will predict this though right now. This will be kind of an early prediction. I'll try and carry it on when we do like the year in review shows and that stuff. I'll have to come back to this and make a note of it. But Velveteen Dream will be the NXT champion at some point in 2019. So, Velveteen Dream fans, stay tuned. To NXT programming and that stuff, obviously, because your guy's going to get the belt eventually. He's too good not to. That is, if he doesn't get called up to main roster first, but I don't see that happening for a while. Then the main event, the Wargames match itself, was the longest match on the card, but that's by design because it had brought back the 4 versus 4 mentality where you had Undisputed Era versus Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders. So it was the first War Games done 4 versus 4 in kind of the classic traditional sense. I know classically it was always 5 versus 5 during the Crockett days, but this was a classic 4 versus 4 style. I think they did that last maybe in 97, but I have to look back and see if that was a 5 versus 5. But this one here, 4 versus 4, and a lot of people last year were complaining about the lack of the roof on the cage because the old cages had the roof on it. But the stipulation where if the team member escapes the cage, he forfeits the match for his team, kind of makes the roof redundant. It works in my opinion. It brings a whole different level of brutality to it, and psychology-wise, I think it works really well. Ends with Pete Dunne hitting the bitter end on Adam Cole, and Ricochet hitting his finisher from the top rope on Cole to get the free count. Actually, both guys, Dunne and Ricochet, got the free count, which leads to my thinking that, okay, we're going to get another champion versus champion match here somewhere down the line. Or maybe it's a situation where both belts are put up in the match, and so one of those guys would walk out with both belts. I think that might be something that they probably would work towards the first takeover in January in Phoenix with. So might be something for the future there. That's it. I fought the whole Wargames match. I think this was one of the better War Games I've seen. Maybe not the best, but top 5 for sure. I think it was the best one they've done, obviously, since bringing the idea back last year. I thought it was better than last year's. And I think it was the best one since about 97 or so, because 98 was a little bit of a different format and that stuff. But I think this was one of the better War Games matches I think that have ever occurred. And from front to back, I can't do it justice. You got to go out there and check it out. So my rating out of 10 for the entire show, taking in production value and everything. And like I said, this is just a quick take on it. 15 minutes isn't justice for the show. You gotta go check it out. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 and put it up there as a potential show of the year, in my opinion. I thought this was a solid build. The first 30 minutes was insane, and the War Games main event was just blisteringly awesome. It was a great crowd. The crowd was awesome. People, you know, the chants and everything like that throughout the night was great. It was just electric, just an amazing atmosphere to watch on TV. Made you really want to be a part of it. So anyways, I'm Kellen Nitro, Later Days. Happy wrestling watching. You like, comment, agree, disagree. Throw your comments down below. Again, Nitro's take, again, is just my take of the card itself. It's not a review per se, but again, just things that I found noticeable about the card. And again, if you haven't seen this show, take time out of your busy schedule and check it out. Later Days, happy wrestling watching, folks. See you next time. Actually, see you tomorrow. Survivor Series tomorrow. Oh boy.